Channel surfers, this episode of Sister Wives had me overthinking. I went deep on this one.
Yeah, it took you forever to take notes.
There was so much. I mean, let's just start with the title. This is Sister Wives Season 20, Episode 7, and the title is You're Like a Stripper, I'm the Pole. Plot twist, once we get into the episode, the stripper is Kody, and the pole, that hard, long pole that Kody likes to ride on, is Robyn. Do with that what you will. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Happy Monday, Channel Surfers, and welcome to Remote Reality. I'm Lauren, the attorney who overanalyzes everything. And man, did I dive deep into today's episode of Sister Wives. They gave me so much.
And I'm Dee, her paralegal, who loves reality TV but does not like being in front of it.
No, she doesn't.
Mm-mm.
We've been on YouTube a little bit shorter than we've been on the podcast. We started the podcast at the end of April, beginning of May, and I think it was a couple of months in before we started our YouTube channel. But I don't know. I thought it would help people find us.
Yeah, I think for about 6 weeks, I made you just put a picture of me up. I wouldn't even get on
Yes,
it.
we used to do different pictures for the shows. Like the poop cruise, I think we had you in scuba gear. Or maybe
Yeah,
that was the Titanic one.
The Titan.
Yes.
The Titan one. And then for the poop cruise, I was like on the deck, like sipping a cocktail or something.
That makes so much more sense because if I had you swimming through poop water, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what else helps people find out about us? Like, subscribe, whatever platform you're on, and share the podcast with someone you think that would enjoy it. So, Sister Wives, the show we love to watch, and so much to think about. I'm going to go ahead and get on my soapbox with Meri. I don't know if Dee realizes where I'm going to start. Why is she keeping this junk in 1, Tupperware boxes, and 2, a storage unit?
I don't know. I have no clue. I mean,
Go ahead.
so is she paying for a storage unit for those 2 or 3 boxes that she carried in there? Or
I'm assuming there's a lot more than 2 or 3 boxes in this
Yeah.
storage unit, but you know how I feel about storage units as a debtor's attorney.
Mhm.
Let me just show our podcast audience where I'm coming from. Dee, she was married for 30 years. How long, out of fairness, do you think she has had this stuff stored in a storage unit? 10 years at least?
Maybe longer, as much as
Maybe
they've moved
longer.
around, depending
Like at
on.
the very smallest amount of time, would we say 10 years, 15 years?
Yeah.
Which one?
10 to 15, 13 years.
All right. So let's say that Meri has had this stuff in a storage box for 13 years. And what kind of stuff are we talking about? Well, we're talking about a box of napkins from her wedding that say, on the bottom of the wedding invitation, it says that it's going to be for a ball and reception, which Jen is like, a ball? And Meri
Mhm.
explains that traditionally in polygamous Mormon weddings, the wedding is held at the gym. And then she goes to explain how it's not traditional, but it seems like the only traditional or not traditional part is that it was a ball because Kody wanted to dance, because their wedding was at a gym. They're on basketball
Mhm.
floors there.
Mhm.
The other thing is that Meri didn't want to have to hug everybody. She's like, I don't know these people. I don't want to hug them. So I think that's the only thing that was really different for her wedding.
Yeah. I didn't understand the whole hugging people anyway. Like, because she said something about some kind of line. She didn't want the line where.
Traditionally, they all line up and then they like shake hands or hug. So like everyone that's invited, people
Oh.
her parents invite that she doesn't even know.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't see that in our traditional weddings that I've gone to. I've not seen that.
I think there's a lot of things there that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
But she said it was because she was shy. So I guess until Robyn came along, Meri was the shy, pretty wife. She even hides her face with flowers, which you thought for a second she was hiding her terrible hair.
Yeah, that hair was pretty bad. I thought it was so confusing for me because I thought that part of the flowers around her face were her bangs. I had to look at it twice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had like almost like daisies, but it kind of looked like baby's breath, the way that they were just
Mhm.
going off everywhere. Could have been a combination of both, honestly. It was
It was the
the
90s.
90s, the early 90s,
Mhm.
late 80s. Kody dancing. We see glimpses of Cody dancing right here from the jump of this episode. He looks like he is dragging a rag doll around the floor. He does not seem to be in the moment with Meri at all. It looks like he's mopping the floor and he's just making sure he looks good while he's doing it.
I don't think any of the clips we saw of him dancing throughout the years in this episode, he didn't have a partner in any of them. It was like he was off in La La Land or something. I don't know.
He really is. It's exactly what Robyn says at the end of this episode. She's like, I don't just want to be your accessory. And we see it from the beginning with the wedding with Meri 30 years ago, over 30 years ago. I don't
Yeah.
think this guy's changing. Tiger don't change stripes, Robyn.
Nah.
So again, we've got the crumpled up wedding dress, the wedding invitation, a box of old napkins, and then she has like a gift wrap box with a gold top, and inside there's some pictures. And then she places something down and goes to close the box, and Jen jumps in like a ravenous wolf, seeing a
Mhm.
bone. And she gets all over Meri's bone. She's like, what's on that letter? It says best friend. She sniffed it out. Best friend Jen is not going to have someone else calling Meri their best friend. Meri goes, oh, that's in Cody's handwriting. That's so weird. I don't remember him writing me anything on the wedding night. And Jen is like, let me see it. And Meri's snatching the letter up. She's like, yeah, like looking at it, keeping it away from Jen. Finally, Jen's like, knock that crap out. Give me the letter. I'm going to read it. Stop snatching. She goes, I thought this was from your best friend, Jen, but I guess it's not. We know you're her best friend, Jen. We know. Cody never was. It's okay. She never was best friends with Cody. I think we can rewrite history and say that. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Cody does it. So what do you think of this letter from Cody to Meri?
Well, it definitely disproves his theory or him saying that he never loved her because he clearly said he loved her in the letter. And then it was kind of confusing.
Yeah, it was because he's talking about how she needs to suffer in order for them to be happy one day. Again, back to this whole suffering and then you're happy. And it talks about him getting home at 2 and then going back to work at 6:30. And Meri said that their work schedules were off, but then she said that he was out with a friend that night.
Mm-hmm.
And you can read the whole letter. There's a part where the camera zooms right in on it, but he's got things in all caps and then some stuff just underlined. So his entire letter is in all caps.
It seemed to me like it was a response to maybe a discussion or something that they had had or something she was upset about.
I was going to say a discussion or an argument, which we get into that a little bit later too with Christine and David. I think it was a jealousy thing. They had always talked about having other wives because they both kind of bring it into that context. Cody says he constantly had to reassure Meri, and Meri said, well, yeah, if your husband's talking about marrying other women, you're going to want some reassurance. That's going to put anybody in a weird place.
Right.
But he said, I'm going to be off this afternoon, so at least pretend to be rested up. I'm sorry, Cody. Like, you got 4 hours of sleep. Why do you think Meri needs to pretend to be rested up? What is this guy doing? We see how he dances. We see how he has this crazy energy. Is he on meth?
Good possibility. Maybe some coke.
What's happening here? Meri, I've got all the energy for you when I get home, so you better pretend to be rested up. Yeah. So, okay. So, and we've got this letter looking at the goods we have. The dress, the celloing, the napkins that are yellowing in a box, the letter, which apparently wasn't even from the wedding, just sometime when he went to his friend Kyle's house. Who's Kyle?
Maybe he went out with Kyle the night before if he didn't
Was
get
he
in
using
until
Kyle
2.
as his pole? Kyle
Probably
his
everybody
necessity
says
that night.
damn pole.
And an old wedding invitation. All right, so she's been paying maybe 13 years to keep this in storage. Let's run some numbers and see what that cost would be.
And then there's a bag of like jewelry.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. Ugh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about the jewelry.
Well, apparently he melted down his original wedding band with
Mhm.
Meri. And Jen was
And
like, well,
his band had diamonds in it.
yeah. Well, was that one or the one with Janelle?
That was the one with Janelle too, but I don't know. I thought she said that his had some diamonds and he melted down the ring.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because Janelle's mom had given them the diamonds to put in the rings or something. So anyway, he had melted down his original band with Meri. And
he made her a necklace. He made her a necklace that had diamonds in it. She showed us the necklace. So it did.
Mm-hmm.
He must have had like a diamond encrusted band or something on his wedding ring. But she said that he did it because he didn't want her to have a claim on him. And he said it's because Meri always kind of put herself out there at the top. And he was just trying to bring her down to the same level as, I guess, Christine and Janelle,
Mm-hmm.
because she always acted like she was above them and superior to them. Question D, why didn't he do that with Robyn? He didn't melt down a wedding band. He went and bought a damn horsey ring.
Yeah. Yeah. He's everything from the get-go with Robyn has made her stand out and different from the other three.
Well, and then he sat there and he knew he was going to take other wives. And Meri said she questioned it at times. And Cody is like, no, this is why we got married. So isn't it interesting that she wasn't sure that she wanted polygamy and now he's not wanting polygamy? It wasn't her, Meri, that made Cody not want polygamy. It was Robyn.
Right.
It was different with Robyn.
I just thought the whole he didn't want her to have a claim on him was just an odd word to use.
Right. She says we're married. Isn't that what marriage is?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, he melted it down. So he made this necklace. She's like, I don't even know who would want the necklace. And then the Janelle part. Janelle's mother, she was divorced from Janelle's father. So she took her ring from that marriage and she said, let's put, she gave it to Janelle and Janelle said, let's put a diamond into Meri's ring and to Cody's clatter ring. So all of them shared diamonds from that ring.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this was the downfall. We took a cursed ring where the marriage did not work out and we spread it among everybody for the wedding. Did Janelle have a plan from the get-go? I do wonder. So you've got some value of gold, value of silver. These are little diamonds. Maybe, okay, if we are like super, super generous pawn shop value, and I mean, this is like insanely high, I think $1,000 worth of jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wedding dress, letter, old napkins. $1,000 worth of pawn shop jewelry, a couple of Tupperware boxes, some pictures that could go in a frame or an album and just be in your house instead of in a storage unit, and a letter from a night after Cody hung out with Kyle. What did it cost for her to save this in a storage unit for 13 years with inflation and everything? Let's just say $100 a month, which I think is very cheap for a storage unit, even in the last decade. $100 a month times 12 months a year times 13 years. Big grand total of $15,600 would be, if she was only paying $100 a month for 13 years, what she spent to save this stuff. She could have put that thing in savings and some interest on it and gone and bought herself something nice instead of having a yellow dress and a bunch of old napkins. So Meri doesn't know what to do with all of this stuff. My advice, trash it and get rid of the storage unit.
Absolutely.
What were your thoughts on it? You know how I feel about storage units. Even if it was half the time, would you pay $6,000 to save that stuff?
Well, I'm going to go out, stuff a scarecrow maybe with it, some, hey, put the wedding dress on it, maybe use it for target practice, so I'm going to do something creative. I'm not just going to trash it. Throw it in a bonfire, let's burn it, let's burn the shit, so
tie a noose around it, drag it behind your truck with the truck balls hanging off. And his
all
face.
essence of that wedding and that marriage gone if I'm her.
Have a
Like,
Cody
there's some
burn.
creative stuff they could do.
And it wouldn't cost them $15,600.
No, and they'd have a lot of fun.
Dang. Her
You
and
could
Jen
have a
could have
lot of
gone for
fun.
vacation for like a month.
Mhm. They could have went and spread them ashes in Hawaii.
They could have dumped them in a volcano.
Yeah.
But D, the stuff in this box is fragile beyond belief. I think Meri's projecting onto a Tupperware container. I don't even know what that means if you're projecting onto inanimate plastic objects. They just
I
hold a
don't
bunch of shit
either.
that's worthless. Jen needs to stop lying to Meri because she's sitting there telling Meri, that dress is so beautiful. Wow, it's so beautiful. No, it's not. No, it's not, Jen. Even Meri knows that. She says when she gets married, she's not going to make her own dress.
Again.
And she's not wearing that. So don't lie to her. Don't give her another reason to spend another $1,200 this year keeping it. Although when she looked at that clotter ring with the little diamond in it, did you see Jen's face? It's like she's like looking at it like, can I even see the diamond? Like she's about to make some snarky comment about how it's at least bigger than Kody's eggplant. And then Meri tells her, no, that's, that was from Janelle's mom, and goes into the story. And then she's like, oh, okay, I guess it's kind of nice. Like her face completely changes looking at the clotter ring, looking for the diamond in it. Any other parts about this? I mean, also, I remember from somewhere that the sister wives, like they go into the marriage with a bed and a hope chest. So we're not even keeping it in the hope chest. Did she just get rid of that and her hope with Cody?
I mean, I think hope chest was like, yeah, where you would put the things preparing you for marriage. That's why it's a hope chest. And then
but
afterwards
in polygamy,
you
they
could put
get
it
it
back.
afterward.
Yeah. I mean,
and I don't remember where I saw this. I think it was on one of the episodes where they were talking about their hope chest. Might have been one where somebody was having a baby, but where like in polygamy, they save it for future generations. And maybe I saw it on one of the many YouTube channels I watched. Like
I still have mine. I still have mine.
But
I have a hope
she's
chest.
keeping this stuff crumpled up in a storage unit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
I think we beat a dead horse with the storage unit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the hope chests are made out of cedar, so it's supposed to preserve stuff that you put in it. Yeah.
They don't smell like mothballs and cat pee.
Cedar.
Dead animals.
Every time I open mine, it smells like cedar.
Speaking of dead or dying horse, let's talk about Kody's dance moves.
Shit.
So we see a lot of clips of Kody dancing throughout this episode. We see it at Meri's wedding. We see him dancing with Robyn at her wedding. We see him dancing at friends' weddings, like the one he went and gave the speech to during COVID. Oh, and speaking of Robyn's wedding, I'm trying to remember. She said that her favorite part in this episode about her wedding, her favorite part about her wedding was that she accomplished her goal, which was to make everyone feel included. That was her goal. That was her favorite part of her wedding, was to make everyone feel included.
She didn't do that, though.
My BS meter went off.
Well, yeah, she didn't do that.
No. I mean, I know she did had them all pick out their dresses and...
Right.
But she had this elaborate wedding that they didn't have. She went on an 11-day honeymoon afterwards. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, she had that whole fake thing with the girls going to pick out wedding dresses when in reality she had picked it out with Cody already.
Exactly. That was the biggest point I thought too. But remember, it was a secret. They weren't supposed to know that they really weren't included. It's just so phony. It's not like Janelle.
Yeah.
I mean, Janelle did take a ring that was from her parents. I don't think she was trying to curse Meri and Cody.
No.
I joke. But Meri said, that really made me feel included in the wedding. And I don't think I ever told Janelle that. And that was from the heart.
Yeah.
Robyn's was fake. Robyn's wasn't from the heart. It was a show.
Well,
to make them think it was from the heart. And then she goes and backstabs them and gets a dress with Cody.
Right. And then, look, if you're going to do something like that, why even tell them? Like, what was the
Well,
point in
she
telling
didn't.
them afterwards?
Cody did.
Yeah, but
Cody
Christine, I
did.
remember, was very heartbroken by that. She
Right.
felt really
Robyn thought it would be a secret that she took to the
Mhm.
grave and that Cody wouldn't throw her under the bus. But it wasn't that she wanted them to be included. Like, Janelle really wanted Meri to be included, and she gave her a diamond out of her parents' ring.
Mhm.
Robyn just wanted the illusion that everybody was included.
Right.
Now, when she's dancing with Cody at the wedding, she doesn't look as shy as Meri did. She doesn't look like the rag doll that's being kind of drug around. She looks a little bit more excited, I guess, because everyone feels so included. That's why she's so happy to dance. Also because Cody isn't using her like a stripper pole at this point. He's dancing pretty naturally with Robyn at her wedding. But over the years, that hasn't always been the case. And this conversation comes up when Cody and Robyn go to what appears to be a pretty classy and expensive restaurant in Flagstaff called Atria. And I had to do a little deep diving. Let's take a look at the menu. Okay, so the Atria Flagstaff menu right here on the screen. Let's take a little look. You can get some bread with cultured butter for only $10. The bread's not free, but it's an awesome price of just $10. They have oysters, which are $4.50 each per oyster.
Wow.
Smoked salmon tartare, beef tartare for $24. Charcoal roasted beets.
That menu's
Nice
so fancy.
vegetarian option, $18.
I was getting ready to say that menu's so fancy. I don't even know what beef tartare is. What's a beef tartare?
Beef tartare, it's like a raw, like a rare beef.
Oh,
It's good. Tartare means like not cooked. So like tuna tartare.
gotcha. I'm so ignorant when it comes to this
Well,
stuff.
you don't eat raw stuff.
No.
I do. I like my steaks mooing and my fish.
I like my
sushi.
steaks. Yeah, I like my steaks pink. Yeah.
So yeah, let's take a look at these are the appetizers. Let's see what kind of entrees they could get. They could get some Sonoma duck for only $68
Shit.
for that one entree. Where's the cheap entree? I guess the Faroe Island salmon, $38. 20-ounce ribeye for $92.
$92?
$92. Yeah.
Wow. I could feed myself
$58
for a week.
a short rib.
I could feed myself for a week for that steak.
They could get a tomahawk steak for $295.
That's 2 weeks of groceries for me.
That's for a 50-ounce tomahawk steak.
Dang.
Yeah, really. Okay, here's the lowest priced entree I see is the coal roasted squash for $28.
Oh my gosh.
I could get a hamburger for the price of that squash. And why are they cooking all their vegetables with coal? So yeah, that's the menu here. About suffering and how it leads to happiness in the celestial kingdom. While people are struggling to buy groceries, Cody and Robyn are eating, I guess, an average of $70, $80 per item menu.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to. I mean, of course, I'm just buying for myself, but I can totally get my groceries for $98 a week.
But this is just one meal. And they eat out a lot.
They do.
We haven't seen anybody eat out this season the way that they're eating out this season.
Mm-mm.
And every time they eat out, they say things that just make me want to throw up and probably make all the people in that restaurant buying their $98 steaks also want to throw up. Regrets? Yes, for the other people attending. Also, where are they getting the fresh seafood? I went to Google Maps in Flagstaff. The closest beach it said was like 8.5 hours, unless we look at a beach in Mexico, which would be about 5 hours. So they're either importing them or, I mean, still this isn't like fresh like what we get.
Yeah. Maybe they're flying it in.
Maybe. Maybe that's why the price is so high.
Yeah.
But I mean, with oysters, I would think you would want fresh oysters. And then I went on a deep dive. Did you know that oysters taste different from the Pacific Ocean than the Atlantic Ocean?
I did not because I don't eat them.
I love oysters. I love oyster roast. This blew my mind. So East Coast oysters, they're briny, they're salty, they're chewy, they're good. You put them on a cracker with some hot sauce. Delicious. You bake them in cheese. And apparently in the West Coast, they are creamy and have a sweet, fruity flavor to them. That is like a totally different experience. I don't even know what that would taste like.
Maybe you should see if you can get some flown in for you so you can try them.
I don't want flown in oysters. Oysters are so like you only eat them in months that end in R. You don't want to eat them if they are too warm. So not in May, not in June, not in July, not in August. I don't know. I don't know that it would be the same if it wasn't fresh, but they had a lot of seafood on that menu. And I just know that I've always lived closer to the coast than this, but
I just think about
you
going
lived
up
in
to the fresh.
Ohio.
Right. So fresh meat, fresh fish. Sorry, you can tell it's Monday. I just go to the fresh fish market, because I'm here on the coast.
Right.
It's like daily. I mean, even the restaurants here have fresh catch.
But like I've heard people specifically from Ohio that don't like seafood because they didn't grow up with the fresh seafood and it just has a very different flavor.
Well, my mom has always had some kind of, I think, shellfish allergy or something. So we didn't really have a lot of fish at home anyway. Because she just always, she assumed if she was allergic to one thing, she was allergic to all of it, But when we came here for vacations, we would get, I always liked fish sandwiches. So, but I was used to like the local malt shop and their little fish square sandwich. So we came down here and I think I was maybe 5th or 6th grade. And we went in one of the restaurants and I asked for the fish and they literally brought, it was an entire fish. Still had the eyeball in it, everything. I like freaked out. My dad is like, no, that's not what she wanted.
Take that back and cut it up.
Yeah, I was completely freaked out. It was not my square.
So I bet they're ordering the steak.
I would be
I
ordering
didn't
the
look.
steak. Yeah, I would be ordering the steak.
They start this conversation that sounds like they're talking about parenting their children, who Robyn soon says, isn't it weird that they can have their own lives at this point? And I feel like I'm still their age. Exactly, Robyn. She says her kids are keeping her up all night. I'm like, these adults, these teenagers and adults are keeping you up all night.
Well, they had an open door policy apparently to their bedroom. So the kids can come in and out. Whose kids that are that age are coming in the middle of the night? Yeah.
One boundary, too. What the heck are they doing keeping you up all night when they're like 11, 12, 13?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, are they waking up from nightmares? Or, I mean, that's not the way that they made it sound. They made it sound like, she's just giving them some extra cuddles and love and stuff. And I'm like, at 3 o'clock in the morning or what?
I have a theory. I think it was
what's your
Cody
theory?
keeping her up all night. And Robyn is being playful, but her in PDA, she's not about that life. So as soon as she kind of like leans into it, I think she pulls out pretty quick. And Cody just goes along with it. I mean, there's no way if her kids that age are keeping her up all night, and she's saying she frequently doesn't get sleep because of it, they need to learn how to self-soothe.
Yeah, something's going on. Something's wrong.
I mean, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 10 years old. And I wasn't doing that. Okay, maybe a little. I might have slept in my parents' bed a little bit. But
I don't remember my kids other than if they were sick over the age of like 3 or 4 coming into my room at night in the middle of the night. They just didn't do it. Nightmares or sick. That's the only 2 times I've ever seen my kids in the middle of the night.
But then again, I guess if Robyn isn't working the next day and her big plans are just to go out for a nice dinner with Cody, who cares? I don't know. I think Cody was keeping her up all night because then he tries to make it flirty and she immediately, like, she starts to flirt back, but then she gets kind of cold really fast. And then Cody to the ITM says, Robyn and I both really need constant emotional intimacy. Both of you? Or are you talking about yourself, Cody? This is like him as a dance partner. He's focused on him and what he's doing, and he's just dragging her through the motions. She has pulled back, told you she doesn't like PDA. Like, she's telling you, I don't like PDA, and you're not hearing it. You're sitting there telling the cameras that you both need this constant constant emotional intimacy. Even at their wedding, when you see her dancing with Cody, she's leaning back. It looks like he has bad breath or something. He's not reading the room because he's not looking. He is only worried about Cody. Robyn, she says she feels like she's the same age as her kid. How?
Sometimes, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think I'm the same age, but I definitely don't feel it.
I never think I'm in my 20s. I don't know. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't, like, mentally, I don't feel like I'm 56.
But what does 56 feel like?
I don't know what it's supposed to feel like. That's the
It
thing.
feels
is
like
I'm-
what it is now, but what it is now doesn't feel like what it was 30 years ago.
I don't know. I just know that I always thought, when I was younger that you would like, when you look at your grandparents and stuff and you have conversations with them, you always think that it's like age appropriate or something. And as I'm getting older, I'm realizing no matter what I look like here, I don't feel that way inside. I feel
Yeah.
more youthful inside.
My grandpa was like running every day until he was 80, and I sure am not doing that.
Yeah. Well,
I don't have that energy. I don't know. Like in my 20s, I was wanting to go out and have fun and stay out till 2 a.m. with my friends or even pull all-nighters. Now I just want to be in bed by 7.
Okay, well, I was raising kids in my 20s, so maybe that's the reason why we're looking at this differently. I didn't have those kind of 20s. I had diapers,
I was
colicky
also
babies.
starting my law practice and
Yeah.
working, oh my God, like 36-hour days sometimes, which
Right.
couldn't do that now either. Anyway, I thought, and then she's like, oh, I like listening to music from the 90s. Yeah, so do I, Robyn. But that makes me feel like I'm older because these kids nowadays weren't even born in the 90s.
And
The
it's
kids
very
in the 90s are
nostalgic.
30.
It's very nostalgic. I like to listen to my 80s all the time.
I don't think I ever moved out of the 90s, early 2000s hip hop and R&B. I just still listen to the same stuff on.
I listen. It's like I have the rock, the classic rock and 80s music on my car radio. My house radio has country that I like. So
Robyn and Cody start talking about dancing. Robyn's like, we need lessons. And the way she's saying it, she's like, I can't keep up with your energy. You're so exuberant and enthusiastic and kind of wild. Like, I can't do that. I don't have any moves like you have. She's placing the blame on herself and kind of, Cody, we need dance lessons.
you know what?
Both need it.
She is just a professional manipulator. That is such a classic manipulative thing to do, to get somebody to
interesting.
do something that you want without telling them it's because of them. It was so manipulative.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it was very manipulative.
I was just thinking, Cody looks like he has a whole different energy than Robyn. And she even says that when they go in to talk to the dance instructors. But she's like, I just want our energy to match. There's got to be some happy medium between Robyn's Eeyore and Cody's meth head. There's got to be something in the middle here. The other wives explain. So Robyn, she says he's exuberant. He has a lot of energy. Christine loved dancing with Cody. She said he was a lot of fun and he had this move. It's called the pump. How would you describe this? The pump.
It looked to me like, because what I was going to say is he looks to me like he's kind of like pulled dance moves from different generations. So that particular one that she was referring to, I was thinking of maybe like the 50s or the 60s, like when they would do like this kind of a thing in front of them.
See, I thought it looked like he was running in place. Like he was running in place and then he was like banging his head because he kept saying that in his church when he grew up, it was all puritanical dancing. He describes Robyn's dancing. He said, if I wanted to make her happy with dancing, we'd have to go back to a church dance, which he says is how Brigham Young used to dance. And he says it's puritanical. What is he saying about Robyn's dancing? I mean, it's fair. It's clammy and dead, but
You reckon she has sex that way too?
I don't even want to think about
If
her
the girl ain't got
clam.
no moves, she ain't got no moves.
I think she's got moves. Honestly, I don't think Kody cares. Cody's just glad there's a hole to shove it in.
He moves enough for both of them. Dance floor or bedroom.
Oh, gross.
I'm sorry.
He just throws her around like a ragdoll.
Because he's so what was
as long as he looks
word?
good doing it, he doesn't care.
What's the word she says that he has
exuberant.
for
He is exuberant.
Yeah, he's exuberant enough for the both of them.
She's just laying there scared.
She's like, just roll me over and finish.
Like he's got bad breath. She's pulling back. So Christine liked dancing with Kody. Janelle, she's like, good for him for being himself. Good for him. I love her backhanded compliments. So I guess after $100 steak, Robyn has convinced Kody, let's go to this, what looks like a dive bar for dance lessons. Where the heck are they taking dance lessons?
It looked to me like it was probably a honky-tonk off of Route 66. It looked like someplace you'd learn to do line dancing, not...
But that's not what they were learning.
Well, no, wait. We got to talk about the
tango part.
We got to talk about the tango.
We got to talk about the tango. Because at first I was like, okay, this is not a tango bar that we're walking into. Why are we talking about tango? Because Robyn, at dinner, she's saying, I guess dancing is intimate. She wouldn't do the tango with anybody but her husband. I was thinking, well, you wouldn't do it with a dance instructor, which when we get to the instruction, she's dancing with Kody. They're not dancing with the instructors, which to me would make more sense to have somebody who knows what they're doing in the mix.
It might not take 10 times.
Oh, yeah. And how did he describe the pegging or
the tango? I know.
No, when he's taking all of those time. Anyway, back to the tango. Kody says that when he dances with Robyn, he feels like he's dancing with his partner. And says the tango is a horizontal expression of a vertical wish.
No, and the other way around. It was the other way around.
Right. Immediately he knows that he got this wrong. He's like, no, but he can't figure out what it was.
Right.
So Robyn starts taking her hands out and doing this motion with her hands so she can figure it out. So put the two of them together in some hand motions. They realize that it is a vertical expression. They're standing up dancing of a horizontal wish. They're laying down and tossing her around like a rag doll. But that's what he thinks when he's dancing with Robyn. When he is sitting there and he is banging his head and he is running in place, he's thinking about making Robyn. The heck, D.
He's just a clusterfuck of shit, man. He is.
No wonder Robyn needed 3 other women to share him with.
No wonder
too much. This is
no
too
wonder
much.
She ain't crying about that damn porch. She's not. She's crying because she's the only one that's got to deal with him now.
Kody, did you get any emails this week? Are you sure you don't want to check them out? So back to Route 66. It's called the Museum Club, which might as well have been called like a head shop. Not that kind of head shop. There are deer heads on the walls. There are deer antlers as chandeliers. But the most confusing part to me is there's this cork board behind the dance instructors and Kody when they walk up to talk to him. And it has the cutout head of some woman from the 70s, like some older woman with a gray hair and like the big collar shirt. What is happening in this place?
Maybe she was the founder, so they like are highlighting her.
Maybe, but there were some other head pictures on there of like just shoulders up of also older ladies. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. I don't even think Kody knows what's going on because when he walks in, he sees Jordan and Elizabeth and he goes, are you guys dance instructors? Like, this doesn't really look like a dance place to me either.
Let's just make
I
sure.
just had $100 steak. This does not look like the Fred Astaire ballroom. But we've been dying to come here. Oh, yes. Those are yep, we're dance instructors. Yep, I promise you. That's us. And yep, those are truck nuts on the back of my truck out in the parking lot. You like them? And then Kody, of course, tries to embarrass Robyn. Tell him what you think. And she tries to say it nicely, like, oh, I'm just like in the center and he just dances all around me. And the problem is I don't know what to do when he does that. I just want our energies to match. So Cody comes right out. No, she's the pole, I'm the stripper. Teach me how to climb her. Maybe Jordan and Elizabeth decided it's safer not to dance with him. Elizabeth's not wanting to get caught by Cody.
Yeah, good point.
She's like, you know what? Better if we just instruct you on what to do. So Cody realizes he's been spinning Robyn wrong, and he's really trying to learn something new. And he says he's got to drill it. He's got to drill it over and over. Maybe drill it 10 times. Got to drill it at least 2 times if he didn't get it right. You know what? We need to drill it 100 times so it will stick. Stop talking about drilling it.
Do you really think that they're this naive because this is not the first time they've said things like this.
Cody was married to 4 women. I think he knows what he's talking about.
Somebody surely told him what drilling things meant.
Certainly. I've never heard drill it.
So many times.
Like maybe a dance drill.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not just practicing. Is it practicing one move over and over again? A drill?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, now I'm confusing myself.
I mean, it's an older term, but I mean, I've always heard it used in a sexual term.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Well, Dee, we stand corrected. We can admit when we're wrong. And a dance drill, according to the Googles, is the repetitive practice of a dance technique or movement. So yeah, he's drilling it. Can we just give him a different one? Why does he look at Robyn like that when he says drilling it?
I don't know. It's just the way he says drilling it that it's like so.
Maybe like doing the drill instead of drilling it.
Might be a little bit better way to.
Well, we stand corrected on that.
She's probably drilling him in the bedroom.
He likes that pole. He's the stripper. I've got to throw down some props though for Jordan and Elizabeth because it does look like they have somehow pulled a little bit of energy out of Robyn and exhausted some of the energy out of Cody. Their energy is matching better in this dance lesson. They're not ready to go to the ballroom dancing. Showdown or whatever it is.
But he doesn't look like a toddler having to pee anymore either.
Exactly. He's not doing the pee-pee dance. But you know what's really special about this?
What?
The first time that Cody ever talked to Robyn was at a dance.
Aww.
Barf. Talking about barf. Christine and David. Just kidding. I love Christine and David. I think Cody, oh my God, David. I just called David Cody.
Shit. Ruh-roh.
They were just that.
Well, they were just talking about that last week's episode. Remember everybody getting names confused?
Your Honor, please strike that from the record. Speaking of David, I think he handles Christine well. You can tell that her experience being married, some of that is still affecting her today. Obviously, she was married a long time, but she has trouble expressing herself because she has a fear of being punished for it. The reason that this kind of comes up is David's having what he says is a discussion with Christine about Payton. And he's saying Payton shouldn't use movie quotes because it's not genuine. He should speak from the heart. And Christine is saying, well, you can use a movie quote and it's still that movie quote's in your heart. It comes from your heart. And apparently they got in one of their biggest fights, according to Christine talking about this, whereas David is saying, no, we were just having a discussion. The thing is, Christine has seen that disagreeing with Cody led to a repercussion. Maybe it meant that he just left her house and went over to Robyn's. Maybe it meant that he spent time with the other wives and it emotionally abandoned her, or was like, I have other people on my side and she's left alone. And David explains that he's seen this a lot with polygamy. Now, Janelle comes in and says, we can't paint everybody with the same brush, which absolutely we see couples like My Five Wives, Brady. You know what? It's Monday. You guys know there's a few that we have seen on TV. And of course, TV is a very small representation and they're looking for drama on TV. They're not looking for like the best of the best. And Janelle says there's problems with monogamous relationships as well. But from what Christine has experienced and even what David has experienced, when he was 16, his sister was married to a guy who said, "You're going to go to hell, basically, if you don't do what I say." And he's like, "I just want to beat that guy up." But David understands that. He's reassuring Christine, "No, this is just a discussion. I'm not mad at you." And she's saying it's heated. And he's like, "No, I enjoy us having different opinions. That's how you learn, is by hearing someone else's point of view. Look, you have a very unique point of view that I wouldn't know anything about, but by listening to you, it expands my mind. It teaches me about where you come from. It doesn't mean that I'm mad at you or I'm going to abandon you. It just means that we are talking to each other and learning from each other." And Christine is still stuck in this mentality that if she's taking a different side, that could lead to punishment. What did you think about this?
She's afraid to voice her own opinion because she's afraid that it would lead to a punishment or, like you said, take his attention away. That's, I think, probably the biggest thing is Cody would take his attention away. I felt like she'd been traumatized. Like, when I was listening to her, there's a lot of emotional trauma that has come from her marriage. And now that she's in this one with David, I think that she's little by little realizing just how wrong some of the stuff had been that she didn't know when she was actually in the marriage.
I think David's doing a good job of creating a safe space. They love using that word for Christine, because he's reassuring her that, look, I love you, like, and I love getting to know you and the different sides of you, and you don't need to be worried about expressing yourself here.
Right. He's little by little, she's learning that she can have an opinion without getting a negative reaction.
And he does get her comfortable. By the end of it, she walks up and gives him a hug and a kiss. My first thought was, how is this a heated argument? It sounded very playful to me just when they were describing what they were talking about. It didn't sound like a fight. It sounded like a discussion.
It sounded very mellow.
It did.
I mean, me and my husband could have some very heated disagreements, and they did not sound like that at all. They were very, because, both of us had big personalities. So, of course, when we're mad, it gets even bigger.
Now, I have to say, watching this discussion was very entertaining to me. David, he likes to just keep picking. And he's like, "No, it's not from the heart. It's not genuine." And Christine goes, "Well, movie quotes can come up, like, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned." And he goes, "Some old guy said that." And she goes, "Yeah, it was Hamlet, Shakespeare." Time out, guys. You're both a little bit right and both a little bit wrong. Some old guy did say it. It wasn't Shakespeare. It wasn't Shakespeare, but it was from a play, The Morning Bride. It was written in the 1600s. And it was a William, but a play, wouldn't the modern day version of a play be a movie? So there's your point, David. That is a movie quote, or your point, Christine. And it's Christine. It's okay. It's very commonly attributed to Shakespeare because his themes do kind of run in that direction. I mean, immediately off the top of my head, I would think Much Ado About Nothing and Beatrice. I'd rather hear a dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
Well,
Favorite
I kind of think that sometimes using movie quotes or song lyrics allow you to make a huge point with a small amount of words.
Sure.
And I think that maybe that's what Payton was doing is, he would just come off with, with a movie quote to answer something and,
Like so much of the world we live in, I don't think this issue is black and white. I think there are lots of different scenarios and complexities, and they both can be right here.
Yeah.
Should Payton be proposing to his girlfriend using a movie quote? Well, maybe if there's some emotional value, like it was a movie that they both loved, but really that might not feel like it's from the heart. But if he's like talking to his friends and making a joke, like free mahi mahi from Pyodome,
I do it myself. I do it all the time. Like music quotes. I think one of my favorites is not music, it's from a movie, but
I do it all the time, but I can't remember anything.
You be nice until it's time to not be nice. Like everybody knows that movie quote if you've seen Roadhouse. Everybody. And it says like so much with just a few words. You've never seen Roadhouse? Oh my gosh, what's wrong with you? I thought anybody
I was born in 84.
Okay, well, it's a classic.
My parents didn't take me to see Animal House in kindergarten either. Back over on the East Coast with us, we've got Janelle, and she's glad that she has Payton around more often now. Maddie and Savannah, but guess who's there? Gabe. I was so excited. I screamed. I love Gabe.
I was like, oh, it's even more there. There's even more.
Gabe is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. He's just so cute.
He is. And he just seems like such a nice brother.
Yeah,
him, Logan, Aspen. I really like Aspen. I love Madison. I've always liked Madison.
Mhm.
She's always been one of my favorites.
She's one of my favorite because I think she's a little more spunkier than the other ones. So I've always kind of liked that spunk in her. Yeah.
Me too. Then Savannah in this episode. So apparently Payton and Gabe, they've got some girlfriend. Payton's girlfriend's name is Ava. Gabe is seeing a girl named Bree. Gabe is moving to Chicago to live with his girlfriend. That's so exciting.
I know. I can't imagine him in Chicago, though. I'm sure that they're going to have a great time and everything, but it's just, I feel like they've always been in like these more isolated places. So
Like
Chicago
Vegas?
is, yeah. Well, no, but before that,
He
you know what I
loved
mean.
Vegas. He didn't want to leave Vegas.
I know. So I think he's really going to like Chicago.
So the way that Gabe met Bree is he DM'd her. And Savannah, she's like, you kids nowadays and your modern dating technology. I'm like, Savannah, you're his little sister. What are you talking about? She has such an old soul.
Yeah.
She's just sitting there. The thing she said, she sounded like she was 40 years old complaining about dating online. She's going to be like Janelle. She's not going to date online. She's going to meet some guy the old fashioned way.
Yeah. I mean, so people do get answers if somebody direct messages them or something? Because I like ignore those. Like when I get direct messages from people I don't know, I don't even answer them.
We got a direct message for reality.
I said that I don't know.
Well, I didn't know the one that sat there and said that we're not good at math and we should find another day job. And I was like, oh, well, good thing we don't podcast for a day job.
True.
I was like, but we actually are kind of good at math.
Yeah. Okay, so you answer them then, because I don't. When I get them from people I don't know.
I see them. Now, like on my personal account,
this is my personal.
know. There's so many unread messages. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm talking about personal account.
I don't even really know how to check the ones on Instagram, to be
I don't
honest.
know. I always worry about, I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but I always worry about somebody trying to con me. I mean,
Dee also pays her mortgage with a check instead of a credit card because she doesn't trust plastic.
No, I do. That's not true. That's not true, Lauren. I pay all of my bills online. I don't pay the mortgage online because we
don't trust the online stuff.
I have procrastinated so much that I lost my debit card. So like you can do it with the debit card. So I had to get
everybody who lost her. She did not lose her debit card.
I had to get a new
debit
card.
She doesn't have a debit card. She doesn't do plastic.
Fuck you.
She does.
Fuck
bonds.
You for making it sound like I'm making it sound like I'm some kind of old lady who doesn't trust any. No, but
she only pays in John F. Kennedy silver dollars.
Fuck you. There you go, Lauren. Fuck you.
Yay.
Blah, blah, blah. Wrap it up.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh. So Dee and I were talking, and channel surfers, sometimes I can be very wordy and talk a lot. So I was like, well, Dee, just tell me, tell me to be quiet. She goes, I'll tell you to shut the fuck up. I was like, well, maybe you could say blah, blah, blah. She goes, well, that sounds mean. I said, Dee, you just said that your idea was shut the fuck up. You're like, yeah, that doesn't sound as mean as blah, blah, blah.
It doesn't.
Dee.
Because I say
that's from the heart.
Because I say shut the fuck up in a loving way.
In a loving. I feel the love.
You can every time I say it.
Oh my gosh, ADD.
Yeah, I took us down that
Janelle,
road.
Gabe, Chicago, Payton pieces out because he got some hooking up to do. He's got to make sure he tests that car before he marries
He's
her.
gonna kick the wheels. It's kick the wheels, Lauren.
Kick them tires. And Janelle says that, she's fine with it. That's great. Christine said she was very puritanical when she got married. And in retrospect, yeah, test drive everything. Make sure you go on vacation. Make sure you live with the person first. You didn't live with your husband before you got married.
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay.
And I encouraged both of my kids to do the same. That they
I don't think my parents lived together before they got married.
Yeah, I would encourage both of my kids to live with someone before they got married.
And I don't know.
You just don't know them.
That they're older too, so.
Well, yeah, my kids are in their 30s.
No, I meant my parents.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
So, I think Gen X and up, that's after the boomers. Even the boomers, though.
My parents didn't encourage it, but they didn't discourage it. Like, they didn't have a problem. If I wanted to live with him, that was fine with them.
I mean, like in the 60s and 70s, the whole free love and everything. So, yeah, I agree. Like, get to know the person before
you don't know somebody till you live with them. That's just the facts.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. So Gabe's going to T-Town. And Maddie is about to pop.
Oh my goodness.
She is having contractions. She is carrying low. She's sitting on a ball, rolling around. She's getting her bag packed. They're blurring out something. Caleb comes downstairs and puts it on the table, whatever it is. It's in a bag, and the show blurred it out. I'm like, what are they blurring out that's going in her bag?
Well, it's either a brand or
a bra.
Yeah, maybe
underwears.
Yeah.
So she's done. She looks miserable. She looks like she's at that end stage pregnancy. That part's tough. And she's not having any more. Gabe, Payton, it's up to y'all. Better go plant some seeds because those old people are done with it. Now, around the family table, Maddie and Caleb, Janelle and Savannah, they are talking to Evie and talking amongst each other about how things will go or how they're kind of expecting it to go. I mean, the best way to expect it is don't have expectations. But
well, one of their expectations, though, is because of her history with the other kids that it'll be pretty quick when she starts.
Also, they're saying late at night. And as Caleb and Maddie are explaining to Evie what's going to happen, because she pops up and starts asking questions, I'm like, have they ever talked to a child before?
What part did they say that made you say that? Well,
Caleb, he's just so deadpan. He's like, Mommy and I are going to leave at 2:00 in the morning. Janelle and Savannah are going to be here with you. We'll be back in 24 hours. Does this child have a concept of 24 hours?
No. Wonder if it
like,
could be an
you say
edit.
Like one night or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, but maybe it's in the
Maddie
edit. Maybe he's already said it like 25 times before that.
They'll say there and observe me. And she says, what's observing? And she goes, they're looking to make sure nothing goes bad. And usually nothing goes bad. I mean, Evie's got to be like 3 years old. I would say something like, oh, I'm just going to stay. And the doctors just make sure everything is good and keep me healthy. Make sure we're strong to go home. Help get us very strong to come home. Not like, just making sure nothing bad happens. But that usually doesn't. Reassure the kid. It's great to use big words around your kids and stuff, but she's like, what's observing?
I just kind of felt like it had been a repetitive kind of conversation and they were just tired of saying the same things over and over. So I kind of thought it might have been an edit moment that,
So they're
you know,
going to say it in a way that the kid doesn't understand?
well, they're probably just like done. I don't know.
I don't know. Evie didn't look like she was saying much. She was just sitting there coloring. And then Caleb goes and explains to Axel the whole drill. You know, you're going to have 3 sisters now. Apparently, Axel's not happy about having a 3rd sister. He wanted a brother. And Caleb says, all right, well, I think God put us here to protect these 3 women. You know what? You might want to just get Evie martial arts classes, Caleb, because I don't know that Axel is going to be focused enough to be protecting Evie. While he's having this conversation with you, his feet are in his hands with his butt up in the air half the time. This is my child. This is like my child 24/7. But he's not like somebody could snatch Evie right now and he'd be looking at his feet. I don't know that this is the bodyguard you're looking for.
Evie may be the one protecting him instead.
I think so. I think Evie would karate chop the heck out of these.
Come
these
here, you
people.
got your shoes on the wrong feet again. Let me help you.
Throwing darts at him or something. Like throwing a baseball bat across the room, knock the guy out before Axel even notices. Axel's just like, where'd my shoes go? So I mean, that's about it. It's just Maddie's ready. She's done. She's ready to go to the hospital. I think we're going to come back with the baby next time, or her in labor and delivery, the way they set this up.
Yeah, because they said she was at the 3-week left mark now, that she could go at any time. So yeah, I have a feeling next episode will have a baby or her there getting ready to have it.
Delivery.
Yeah,
They're going to a hospital, but it's a
birthing suite.
So the doctor's there just in case you need them. I'd be like, doctor,
Yeah.
don't leave my side.
Yeah.
Can you do this? Can you do this part for me? Anyway, that's it for Sister Wives this week. Tomorrow we've got 90 Day the Other Way. I'm excited about that. And Dee and I did say we were going to drop another episode for you last week, but we kind of got into something. I am starting another podcast. It's going to just be 1 weekly episode and getting everything ready to launch it. Planning on starting it in December, just a weekly, short, like 15, 30-minute episode. But my new podcast, why are you laughing?
I'm sorry, because you always say short 15, 30 minute, and it always ends up being 45 minutes to an hour.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
This one is called The Bankruptcy File. So as a debtor's attorney and just seeing how many people are struggling right now, there's a lot of myths out there. There's a lot of things that I think people don't understand about bankruptcy. There's a lot of it in pop culture. There's a lot of it in the news. There's a lot of posts on Reddit that I read and I'm like, oh gosh, where did they learn that? So I thought it would be fun to show what we love about it. What I love about practicing it. I have reached out to my attorney friends that do the same type of work across the U.S. I've got about 15 people lined up, excited to come on and talk. And, we're going to make it fun and explain why we love doing what we do so much and why people just feel so good afterwards. So I just thought that would be great, especially with people going through such a hard time right now. It's not something to fear. And I think knowledge empowers people. So why not drop some knowledge? So just rambling about my favorite shows. Anyway, but we're keeping up with this as well. This is the main podcast. That one is just going to be just so people can see it from a different side. All right, Channel Surfers, we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you tomorrow with 90 Day the Other Way. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. That's the best way to support us. It doesn't cost anything. It helps people find us, which is so helpful and valuable. And we really appreciate you guys. Just like David, we like hearing other sides. So let us know what you thought about this episode. Teach us what maybe we didn't see in it. I love hearing the Channel Surfers' opinions in the comments. Thanks for listening again. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Let's ride.
Tune in, don't delay. Remote reality lights the way. See you next week, same time, same place. right.